Welcome to Crushgasm, the podcast dedicated to the highs and lows of crushes. From their first to their worst, we're going to cover them all with a cascade of characters, including our guest today. Talking about an organization that's motto is ask your heart what is right and follow it. And that's Carol's Kitchen. It's a Southern California organization that has helped my hometown and local communities not only fill their pantries since the late 90s, but it has also served up almost 1 million free meals to myself, my family, and so many others over the years. So let's get to it. Because for those who don't know, I grew up in what would be considered a food desert. Literally and figuratively. Those are hard words to say. And I guess that's true because I also grew up in the California desert in a place so small that it's considered just a basic little community. And it's not even a whole town. Yep, just a community. And back in the day, before the local casino really blew up, there was not much of anything, food included. My mom worked at the singular liquor store that had a deli and a little grocery part. And that was after she left the lone gas station we had. Now we have a few. But it was the last town you'd see before the next community that was even more desolate, called Whitewater, and then you would hit Palm Springs. Anyways, as far as the food was concerned, we had no grocery stores. This remains the same to this day, although Dollar General did move in a while back, and I thought it was a blessing. But after watching the latest John Oliver, it's, I guess, a blessing that comes with a big set of curses. If you've yet to see that episode of John Oliver on HBO Max, or just Max, whatever they like to call it, please check out that expose after you finish listening to this, because we've already covered Cinderella Project, a nonprofit I was lucky enough to work closely with in Virginia, as well as the international organization LLS that is available to all of those in need when it comes to being diagnosed with the various blood cancers out there. But this week is all about heading home and shining a light on the lack of food where I come from. And while Dollar General is there and the casino has built more than a few fast food spots, Cabazon, California is still not the best place when it comes to getting a meal, given that the average median income, according to Google, is around $35,000 per household. And while this Google search showcases that the poverty level has decreased in recent years, one look around and I'd assume that no one from census.gov has actually set foot in that place in quite some time. The neighborhood I grew up in was made up of trailers, but my street wasn't that bad. It wasn't like you'd want to stop and say hello, but it was safe enough that we could play outside until the singular streetlight popped on. Today, I would not trust a child of any age out without an adult at any hour. There are also a lot of people who've just set up RVs in random parts of the desert on land that is not sanctioned for that. So no water, no electricity, just an RV in the middle of the desert, and that sector of the community has increased a lot from 2020 to today. So much so that my mom, someone who has loved that town dearly since the 70s, wants to leave as soon as she can afford to. So anyway, you have the people in the RV shells, but you also have a lot of residents who are struggling, much like a lot of the rest of the country, with the price of food rising and pay, well, not so much. It's kind of remaining the same. So the fast food options that are available could be out of reach for many, and with Dollar General offering only a set amount of items when it comes to food, it can be hard to get a variety of food or a hot meal on the regular. That's why I love Carol's Kitchen. It's an organization that was started by Jim and Arlene Reagan in April 1998 in honor of their daughter, Carol, who was the victim of a drunk driver 2 years prior. The last thing Carol had noted in her diary, according to her parents, was ask your heart what is right and follow it, which again is their motto that they use to this day. And the motto that encouraged them to start Carol's Kitchen. So yeah, the motto Carol wrote down many years ago helped launch her parents to give back. And I, for one, am so thankful for that, because without Carol's Kitchen helping serve the local Cabazon community, I fear a lot of people, including many children, would not have food at home nor in their bellies on a regular basis, as Carol's Kitchen doesn't just give a good deal of free food, But when they are giving that food, people are welcome to come in to one of their 4 locations in Cabazon and the surrounding places like Beaumont, Banning, and San Jacinto for a fresh, free meal. Meals range in variety, with each place serving twice a week during lunch hours from 11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. So if you live in or near any of these places and you need a helping hand or a meal, please check out Carol's Kitchen, inc.org for more information about days and locations. My family has greatly benefited from Carol's Kitchen over the years. My mother and aunt go pretty much as they can during the week and take full advantage of the free food they can leave with after their meals. And that food ranges from produce to baked goods and beyond. If I lived there, I'd love to spend my free time helping out in the kitchen, but since I do live a couple of time zones away now, I just thought I'd share a bit more about Carol's Kitchen and how it's been a crucial part of feeding the place I grew up in and called home for the first 18 years of my life. Living in a place where fresh food, let alone affordable food, can be a rarity. But thanks to Carol's Kitchen, Cabazon and other local communities and cities and towns have been able to have a basic human necessity, and all for free. So thank you for taking the time to listen to me talk about one more crush that gives back. You can find all of Carol's Kitchen's information below, including how to help them out with their mission. With that, until next time, as always, keep crushing it. Crushgasm is part of the I Did Not Make These Rankings podcast network, alongside some other pretty cool shows, including An Evening at the Movies, Crime Rewind, Literature Reapers, Love is Black, Masturbators, Men Are the Prize, and The Sip List. You can find all of us and more over at idnmtrpodcastnetwork.com.